I'm honestly surprised it's taken this long for the scientist to be picked. Like, he was there from the start. You picked the bloody dandelion before the scientist. Imagine being picked after the backup dancer. He's not even gonna make it to the ops rounds because he's not gonna be able to get himself out of bed after that. The first variant is the medic. Does anyone remember the Cupid flower? The piss-spewing 4-damage sunflower that blasts Undertale music at 90 decibels? This is just that, but on the scientists. But instead of doing 4 damage, it does 40. So it's actually usable as an attacker. It has the Neighborville Kool-Aid spray and a legendary mode charged by healing. I sure wonder what music the medic is going to have for its legendary mode. Gone from an Undertale fan to a TF2 fan. Do you think the medic uses the gif of all the heavies doing the F when he loses a patient? Oh boy, Sandy Sands, what an uncommon map to get on the first round. First few waves are easy as hell as usual. Wave 4 already started with the bloody pickles, which apparently my allies are too afraid to face, as they just stand by the base, like seeing a big spider on the wall and hoping your dad deals with it. I wish I could put the pickle in the spider grabbing contraption. After I lure the pickle into an early grave, the boss wave spawns a second pickle and a dark daffodil, trying to turn into a foot soldier and sneak some of those NHS benefits from the medic, are we? I like how when this rose transforms, it just gets random cosmetics, which firstly shows how god-awful the cosmetics in this game are, and secondly, just completely outs it as a fraud, because no one in the right mind is wearing a big gilded sack on their head. For some reason I lob a heal bomb at the second pickle and then it gets obliterated by uplink strikes. Wave 7 spawns another dark daffodil. At least it's spawning interesting elites instead of Timmy Torchwood, who spawns 7 tons of road salt directly above your head at half health. Never mind, because on wave 9 it spawns a Torchwood that defecates on you constantly and knocks you 10 feet away. What was I doing? Wave 10 is merciful and spawns a super bean wave. Yes, we are at the point where a triple super bean wave is considered merciful. And after assassinating some far too beloved PvZ Heroes characters, we win. Next variant is the Cryptologist, and no, it doesn't put a Bitcoin miner on Crazy Dave's MacBook Pro. Instead it studies cryptids, which makes it a vampiric variant.
75 fucking health points!
Also, every time it reloads it makes this noise. I'm sure that won't make me want to ram my fist through a rusty nail eventually. Speaking of rusty nails, it's the purple zombie.
Get off this game right now and make content!
I just realized I'm basically the modern day equivalent of a court jester. Anyway, Time Park, and the first few waves are easy as usual. I spawn a hammerbot, and it reminds me as to why I shouldn't spawn hammerbots. Wave 4 spawns a Bruce, which is less of a Torchwood and more of a moldy stick you find decomposing on a nature trail. The self-healing on the Soul Extractor 3000 is good enough that it just out-heals this Sunflower Queen. Not even the power of the sun itself can out-damage it. Homicidal Husks appears right after and hits one of my allies with the Bigotry Blast. And look who decides to show up. Get out of here! Wave 6 spawns a really interesting squash elite. The less said about that, the better. Wave 7 spawns a giant rock pea as revenge for me ripping into him constantly during that tier list video, being slammed against a brick wall over and over again. Appears to have given one of the Cryptologists severe brain damage, and he just stands there and stares into the distance. I guess this is what happens when your only head protection is a bucket of sweets. Isn't this the hat you get for beating the spooky squash on hard mode? Well, if you could beat the spooky squash, you could beat the big stump super wave, I hope. And what? How the hell did this thing get up here? Anyway, this is pretty trivial, you know, not too difficult. An easy win. No issues whatsoever. You can beat the spooky squash on hard, but a big weed and a pack of Yorkshire Terriers is apparently too much. Next variant is Doctor Surveillance. Doctor Surveillance? He is covered in cameras instead of practicing medicine. He sells all your personal data to the Russian government. His weapon is the flash photography, which just photographs the plants, which in one shot deals more damage than the chemist and the zoologist, because a third entirely melee range scientist was what we really needed. Also, the photography, it stops plants healing for a bit, okay, and it does a bit of damage over time, okay. It also reveals their location, so it just doxes people. It seems like another one of those Frankenstein abomination variants where they do like 20 different things. Still, it is quite funny just walking up to a weed, flash banging them with a camera and killing them. Lunar landing, and nothing happens until wave 4 where we champs. At least the elite boss is just an infinity. Wave 5 and it's I like how it curled up like a bug when it died. And it also summoned a nuclear bomb, so I guess that's also a thing that it did. Anyway, look, it's Wandering McGee. Wandered so far that he's made his way to the moon. The man's gone lost. On wave 8, not even a gargantua can deal with the terror of the torchwood. Stupid tree costed me a whole grand. Gonna starve now. Anyway, champions again. Oh boy, supernova. I think I've referenced this one fucking episode in like every single video since that Doctor Who rank. What if instead of Mrs. Flood, it was Mrs. Frankenstorm and she could only be obtained from Halloween sticker packs at a price of 40,000 PVZ coins? Also, apparently Healbomb just doesn't work on bots. Why? Do you know what does work on bots though? A camera! If your car ever breaks down, don't bother with car insurance. Just get out the Polaroid. Anyway, wave 10 and it's Super Bean. Another mercy. I like how the DJ uplinks just cause an 8 magnitude earthquake whenever there's multiple of them. Anyway, Super Bean dies and we win. Every single character that has lost this challenge lost to a Dora the Explorer talking digital camera. The last variant is the Glaciologist. It's blue, a festive variant for the festive season. I guess I can label this as a Christmas special now. It uses the Hailstorm Howitzer to pelt plants with ice. This actually seems quite strong, to be fair. We are not going to Sandy Sands, and we are not going to Time Park. Instead, we go to Coliseum. Again, the early waves are uneventful, but a cactus does get flung 50 feet into the air, so that's kind of funny. On wave 4, there's a random ass jade cactus that spawns, and in my defense, it's hard to see with these opaque purple lightning glasses. Wave 5 spawns 2 bloody torchwoods and a commando P who increases the damage of the torchwoods. Why would you do that, commando P? Wave 7 spams about 90 Count Chompulas at me in Dark Daffodil again. Oh my god, guys, is that the iconic PVZ Plus character Mama Z from PVZ Plus episode 16, Mama Z? Fuck! I fucking hate PVZ Plus. I fucking hate it. I hate it! Nothing of any interest happens until wave 10 where, oh look, again. Why does Super Bean kind of look like the red larva? Doesn't matter because it's dead. And we go to the extraction point and get harassed by the royal family and leave. Another victory for the scientist. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Thanks for watching the latest installment of Loads of Variants Ops.
I'm sorry it was so short. I just don't know what to say anymore.
There are now only 3 characters left, so who will be the third to last character to go through the trenches? Citron, Rose, or Deadbeard? Remember to like and subscribe, or Dr. Surveillance will leak your Discord chat logs. Goodbye.